So in today's video, we're going to talk about wire transfer. Okay, so wire transfer are very useful. Yes, in case you don't know what that is, I'm going to explain to you what it is. Well, let's have an example first so that we can make it easy. So first, you go and visit your cousin in a few states away, in a few city away. In Vietnam, yes, I have a cousin. I live in Hanoi, which is like the capital of Vietnam. But in Quảng Ninh, yes, where my cousin live, is pretty much far away. I mean, like, I live where there's no sea, and they live where there is sea. Yes, so it's a very far away places. So when I go there and my cousin actually buy me drink that's cost, well, I was about to give him my money when, I need to get back to Hanoi right away. Yeah, I need to get back. And my flight is just not gonna wait just for a little bit of money, so I have to be quick. I can't give it to them yet, so I have to give them on the plane. Get it on the plane. Now what should I do? What shall I do? Well, what shall I do? Well, first I thought maybe I'll send it by mail, but it is very difficult to do that. Not actually very difficult. You just need a little bit of. You just tell them what it is, and then put the money in. But the check, but the money, the cash, could get lost or get stolen while it is on the way to your cousin. Or you can write a check. Yes, but. And we know the checkbook is rather expensive. And if you do that, you would get it lost or got it stolen too. So yeah, sending a check in the mail or sending cash in the mail is not actually a good idea. So that is when wire transfer got born. So wire transfer are very useful. I mean, like, they provide a fast, convenient way to get money to someone who's not close by. So if you are raised in Vietnam and then there's someone else that you know that maybe your friend or your family that live all the way in America, well, you're not just gonna fly there just to give them your money. So wire transfer was born. You just need an app to transfer the money. So money is transferred electronically from one bank to another, and it is done instantaneously. That's wire transfer. And if you look at like a picture of like a wire transfer, I mean, like, you would see them a lot. So let me show you one of the example of it. So in Vietnam, there's pretty much a lot of bank that you could use to transfer the money. But let's talk about that later. So wire transfer are much safer than mailing cash or a check, so as it won't get lost or stolen. But also sending it, when you send a check or some cash, it's gonna take 3 or 5 days to reach the intended person. But if you use wire transfer, it's just gonna be there instantaneously. Yes, it's just gonna be there instantaneously. If you don't know what instantaneous mean, then instantaneous mean right away. It means like the money will be sent right away. And because of instantaneous, it is very convenient too. yes, it's very convenient. Well, you can actually sit at home and open up your phone. You can just send the money away. Uh, you can do this at your bank. You can just tell them your cousin detail, and then with just one click, they're gonna send it for you. Or you can do it yourself. Or you can through other service provider, you can do it yourself. Such as if you live in America, then you can use like PayPal, Western Union, or MoneyGram. But if you live in Vietnam, like I do, there is a lot of banks to choose from, because I mean, like, I know a lot, like Viet Bank, Vietin Bank, Techcom Bank, Back A Bank, BIDV. My mother used that. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot. Or BCB Digibank, yeah, or PV Bank. There is a lot of banks to choose from, but for my family, I use BIDV. Yes, my family uses BIDV. But for me, we use that a lot. So yes, you can actually use that to pay for the money right away. So that's pretty much the positive. Now the negative. First is that there isn't much security to it. So if you make a mistake, so you're just sending and then you're just like, oh no, I make a mistake. So there's much security, because like you make a mistake and you were like, oh no, I make a mistake, and you don't have much resources to get your money back. So for example, mistakes such as you accidentally send it to the wrong person, and then the person is pretending to be your cousin and you didn't know about it, and then you just end up losing the money, and their cousin didn't get that money either. So you don't have much resources to get your money back. In case if you don't know what resources mean, is that resources, it mean like in resource in this one, it mean like not being able to get the fund back. The second negative is that it can be expensive to transfer money depending on the amount you are transferring. So it can cost about anywhere from $5 for $100 to send some money. Yeah, you can also send more money, and the monies that cost to send it gonna be more higher. So let's practice. If Jeff needs to send $50 to his friend who lives 3 states away, what would be a disadvantage of sending a check in the mail? A. The check could get lost or stolen. B. The check would get his friend immediately. C. The money would be removed from his bank account immediately. Okay, so the check could get lost or stolen. Yes, if you send by a check, then it could get lost or stolen. But if you use wire transfer, then the check would go to his friend immediately. But if you use wire transfer, then the money would go to his friend immediately. But the check, if you send a check in the mail, then it would not get to his friend immediately. He would have to wait about 3 or 5 days for his check to come in. Friend. Or it would get lost or stolen. Well, the money will be removed from his bank account immediately. Well, he's not using wire transfer, so the money would not be removed from his bank account immediately. And by the way, he is using wire transfer, so yeah, it is acting. What would be a disadvantage of sending a check in the mail? Something that likely would happen. A, of course. Would it be useful to use a wire transfer to get funds to someone? Well, a wire transfer would be useful when you need to pay your friend who lives 3 states away. A wire transfer would be useful when you need to buy groceries a wire transfer will be useful and you need to pay your neighbor $20. Okay, why would be useful to use a wire transfer to get funds to see someone? A wire transfer will be useful and you need to pay your friend who lived 3 states away. Okay, if your friend lived 3 states away, you're not just gonna fly there and give her your money and then you go back again. That's not gonna be a very good idea. So a wire transfer would be useful if you need to pay your friend who is very far away. Okay, B, a wire transfer would be useful when you need to buy groceries. Yes, you can, if you forgot your cash, you can actually use a wire transfer, like sometimes my dad do. But usually my dad used debit card more than using wire transfer when buying groceries. So a wire transfer is not actually quite useful to do this because you got cash and other stuff, so it will not be used in this much. Well, people are still gonna use it, but it's not like the best answer. See, a wire transfer will be useful and you need to pay your neighbor $20. You can pay your neighbor $20, but you can just go over there and give them the money. You can just go over there and give them the money, not just use wire transfer. If you use a wire transfer, then first of all, you'll lose the money by transferring the money. Some of the money by transferring the money. That's the first. And the second is that your neighbor is right next to you so that you can just give them the money, not just use by wire transfer. But if your friend who lived 3 states away, you can't just go fly there and give them your money. So A is the best answer in this question. Which is the most positive feature about using a wire transfer to get funds to someone? A, it is easy to stop the payment if you make a mistake. B, the funds are transferred instantaneously. C, there are no fees charged to send a wire transfer. So it is asking what is the most positive feature about using a wire transfer to get a fund to someone. Okay, so everything you read here, you see that, oh my god, these all are all positive. What am I supposed to choose? Well, it's pretty easy to choose. You see, it's easy to stop the payment if you make a mistake. It's not true, because if you make a mistake, you can't just get them back. Yes, you can't just get them back. You have to wait for the person that you sent to give back the money to you. So it is not easy to stop the payment if you make a mistake. So this is not one of positive because it's wrong. The funds are transferred instantaneously. Well, the funds are transferred instantaneously if you use wire transfer. So this is the positive feature, if you ask me. C, there are no fees charged to send a wire transfer, which is a wrong answer too. You see, if you should send your money, then if you send a little, then they would cost about a fees of yours. It's gonna be about $5. But if you use like more than, it's gonna charge you more fees. So in here, there's A and C is the wrong answer. Only B is the right answer, and it's the positive feature. So B it is. Okay, so this is like how like the wire transfer flow, which I'm too lazy to draw, and to be honest, I'm not an artist and I suck at drawing. So, like at the last example, this is you, and this is the bank in the between, and this is another person, which is your cousin. So how long does it make to move money from one another to a wire transfer? So it's not you're not gonna send them by mail, so it's not gonna cost, so it's not gonna take a month or 2 weeks. But if you're using a wire transfer, then it's just gonna go to the person immediately, instantaneously. Yeah. Yes, after learning this lesson, I'm very sure you can do this one. This one is a pretty easy one. I can easily do it, and I hope maybe the next time you go, maybe the next time your friends or your mother or your father friends live far away, you might remember this lesson about wire transfer. Thank you for coming and have a good day.